This is Librarian's Library. So today we're going to be talking about and explore them. And we're also going to be talking about books that were made for kids and that were not made for kids. So let's get started. So first up we have this book. And it's like a book where you can see the pictures on the wall. And when it's dark, and there's many stories in this one. Do you guys think this would be made for kids? Yeah, I think so too. Now, here comes the next book. I'll throw it on the floor, I guess. Next up is Ivy and Bean. Do you think a kid would be able to read this? No, I don't think a kid would be able to read this either. A grown-up or someone who can read very well would be able to read one of these books. Now, let's see. Would this book be good? Would this book be interesting? Let's take a look at the pictures. Well, it's a chapter book, I think. So there's not many pictures. But I think it would still be interesting to just look at some of the pictures. And see how they don't have color? That's like old-fashioned. And for this Ivy and Bean book, it's sort of interesting for a kid to listen to. Now this is my favorite category of books because this is Baby Mouse. Now, a kid that can read already could read this. Let me get to a page where I can read. See, that says, I can't believe I have to walk to school. Now, this would be a good book for kids, right? Yeah, I agree. Now, on to the next book. Stick Cat. Now, we're going to go through all the books in my pile before we get to talk about them. Now, Stick Cat is sort of just like drawings, but it's kind of interesting. Me and my dad read Stick Dog once, and Stick Cat might be pretty good too. And Stick Cat has some pictures, just like Ivy and Bean. And do you think this would be a good book for kids? Yeah, I think it would. Now, this. James and the Giant Peach. Now, can I do a spoiler alert? Thanks. In this one, they get trapped in a giant peach. And then there are all these bugs lurking around James. And they become friends. And at the end, let me see. At the end, they all become friends, and James now lives in the peach pit. Now, I think this would be a pretty good book for kids, and yeah, it's just a really good book that I like to read. So, on to the next book. This one, I forget its name, but I know it's very good. So, let's just read a little bit of it. A little bit of the pages. I think this would be a very good book for kids. Swoosh. on to the next book. Now, this little pack here has many books in it. And they're called Bob books. Now, the interesting thing about them is some of them are pretty creepy. And I personally think that these are very good books for children. Now, Rosie's story. This is a very good book for kids. I like the part where you get to the pictures and you get to see Rosie and the Huskies all together as one pack. And Rosie and Huskies were unlikely friends, but they turned out, the Husky, she turned out saving Rosie's life. And because Rosie, she was about to die. Now let's go on to the next book. Whoa, this is a heavy one. Now, this has many stories, and you might know these stories. Elephant and Piggy. Now, these are very good books. Page 3 is Today I Will Fly. Page 65 is Watch Me Throw the Ball. Page,
Stop.
127, Can I Play Too? 189, Let's Go for a Drive. 251, I Really Like Soup. Sloth, sorry. Now this has many pages. And there are, let's see. Pages in this book. Now, if you were to read the whole book, you would have read 390 pages. And that's a lot of pages for this book. Now, let's move on. We're just going to skip this one because this one is like really long. So let's just skip this one. This one is pretty interesting. It's called No Birthday Cake for Me. And you get to draw your own pictures. I already drew some with colored pencils, so let's just check out the pictures I drew. Pictures I drew. Now, moving on to the next book is about creepy, crawly bugs. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of bugs. Now, all of us have heard of bugs. Even your parents. The front cover is, this cover is all yellow. And I think this book would be pretty interesting. Because it's one of these books where you open this and then there's words inside. And there's like stuff over here. And there's like a slug you can open over here and he spits out all that stuff. I think this would be a pretty good book for kids. Moving on. tabby cats. Now, this is a personal favorite of mine. It's when they get to the little crying baby blossom. Now, I love this episode because it is just so sweet and so caring for that little baby blossom. Now, looks like I'm out of books. So let's talk about all the books. Now, these books, they're so interesting. They're all so interesting. And my all-time favorite of all these books, Baby Mouse, because I've been reading Baby Mouse for so many times. Like, the first ever Baby Mouse I read was The Big Adventures of Baby Mouse, Once Upon a Messy Whisker, and I really like that. So, everyone, have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye! Like and subscribe.